Hi, thank you for clicking on the video, and I hope everyone is doing really well. I apologize if you can hear the lawnmowers outside. I am sitting by my window and it is lawn care day where I live, so there are some workers outside working on the lawn. Sorry for the lovely background noise. Today I am going to be reacting to a Freelee video. So this video is entitled Freelee Reacts to Her Old Raw Till 4 What I Eat in a Day vlog.
Hey Frugal, welcome back to the Frugal Diet channel. So today we are going to react to one of my old What I Eat in a Day on Raw Till 4, 8 years ago, so a long time ago. We're going to check out how I used to eat, whether I agree with it now, and I think it's going to be quite fascinating for you. So if you want to see more of these videos, definitely give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you don't, just do something if you want to see more of them.
It's interesting to hear her say something like, let's see if I still agree with myself. I understand that we grow and we change when we learn new information, but the new information that she has learned is incorrect. So it's going to be interesting for me to hear whether she agrees with herself. And I think the main thing that she probably will disagree with is the fact that back in the day she used to eat cooked food, but now she's on a much more superior level than her old self. So she doesn't eat cooked food.
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's see how I used to eat on Raw Till 4. And now, as you know, I'm eating all raw. So there is definitely a few things to talk about. Okay, Frugal, here we are on my main channel, my original channel, Freelee the Banana Girl, 764,000 subscribers, and we're going to watch this video, what carbohydrates I ate today as a 110, 114 pound female. I pretty much weigh the same. 19th of December 2013, so what is that, 8 years ago, pretty much? So, breakfast, 10 a.m. after bike ride, 17, super sweet Calypso mangoes. I haven't seen this yet, but I have seen it back in the day, but I haven't seen it for a long time. Non-organic, around 950 calories. That's a good amount of calories to start the day, for sure. Let's go.
Hey Fruit Bats, it's Freelee the Banana Girl here. Welcome to another episode. Today I'm going to show you everything that I ate today. So I just jumped off the bike, did about a 40-minute bike ride. Not too hard, just putting around a little bit today because it's really, really quite hot. It's about.
Okay, so I did a 40-minute bike ride. I think my exercise routine is kind of similar to what it was back then, but maybe there was more intensity back then. Now I do maybe a jog every second day, every third day, in the hills or on the beach.
One thing I remember watching old videos of Freelee, I probably watched this very video. The one thing I always would be super envious is the amount of food she was able to eat, but I never took into consideration the amount of exercise that she was doing. And I feel like now she glazes over the fact that she would bike ride for a long time. Like, she did some intense workouts back in the day. Sounds like she's a little bit more chill about it now. She doesn't do quite as intense. But I've noticed, and maybe she won't do it in this video, but I've noticed in other videos she kind of just brushes that aside, the fact that she used to do some intense exercising years and years ago, which made it possible for her to eat so much.
About 30 minutes, and I'm just I don't go hard, okay? I just let the hills kind of regulate the intensity. I don't really push myself really hard. I might push myself a little bit sometimes just to get that real cardio pump. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do because a lot of you ask what I do. And I work in the food forest doing some strength shoveling, planting plants, and lifting rocks, that kind of thing.
38 degrees Celsius, and this is breakfast, okay? I'm going to get into these mangoes. I'm going to chop them up, and this is actually marble that our friend...
I feel like my voice has changed. I feel like it's softer now. I don't know, something is definitely different. Maybe I have matured. I have matured, and my voice has as well, and my hair looks super dry.
That's when she moved because it was too heavy to take with her, so I just cut everything on here. It's really convenient.
It looks like I cut my hair. Seriously, it's really choppy, right? I don't know what's going on with that hair. Alright, chopping them up. Okay, mangoes. And you might think, oh, that's a lot of mangoes.
So seriously, got a mango party.
But you need a lot of mango. I mean, you need the nutrition.
That is a lot of mango. I don't just think it. I know it. Looking at it. I think she said 10 mangoes. That's a lot. That is a lot of mangoes in one sitting. One mango is a lot in one sitting. Sometimes when I eat mango, the back of my throat starts to itch and it feels really fuzzy. So the thought of eating 10 just makes my throat and tongue itch, and I'm not even eating them. 10 mangoes does sound like a lot because it is a lot. Also, it just is way too sweet. It's too much sweetness. It's too much of the same texture, the same flavor. It's too much of the same. I know she's big on mono meals, but mono meals are so boring and not varied because they're mono. Back when I did Raw Till 4, yes, I ate multiple mangoes in one sitting. It was too much.
It's like, if you put that into Chronometer, for instance, as a bit of a rough guide, you'll get such a fantastic nutrient breakdown. You know, with micronutrients and macros, it's awesome. Fructose, glucose, the fiber, the water, it's an incredibly healthy way to start the day. Mangoes are fantastic if you can get them.
Hang on down here, check this out.
Yeah.
Lots of mangoes.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
I just saw her turn to the side back then, and I know she still looks that way. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look healthy. It doesn't look right. Like back then, this is almost 8 years ago, and she still looks like that. But even back then, 8 years ago would have made her like, what, 32? A 32-year-old grown-ass woman should not have a figure like that. Like, don't you want to look womanly? I know for a lot of people who develop eating disorders where they are trying to look and stay small, they do it because they are afraid of growing up and embracing adulthood. Now, she acts all mature and adult-like, but what is going on psychologically where she wants to look like that? And if at the end of the day, she just likes looking that way and she's maintaining it in a healthy way, we can debate whether it is in a healthy way that she eats. I mean, everyone is entitled to look the way they want, but not at the expense of their health. And their mental and psychological health is part of that. So why is she so set on looking not like a grown woman? When she reacts to other people's like what I eat in a day videos where they work out and they're building their butt or their glutes or their legs to be more curvy, she'll kind of mock them for wanting to look that way and not wanting to look stick thin like her. So I think there is a little bit of body image issues going on where she's also projecting her own body image onto other people, thinking we should all look that way. She kind of sells her lifestyle by saying, look at me. Don't you want results like me? We're not all going to look like that. And that's why a lot of girls fail on the Raw Till 4 lifestyle and diet, because they end up realizing eating like Freelee doesn't make me Freelee. And so I'm never going to look like that. I'm one of those people who it's like, I'm never going to look like that unless I starve myself, which begs the question, what is she really doing to look like that?
All these mangoes. So it's time to watch me eat them.
Okay, good. I'm going to show myself I'm going to show myself eating them. That is fantastic. So you can see I'm actually eating them. And by this point, Abby Sharp would be just like, mangoes can't be a meal. I actually saw her on her TikTok or Instagram saying that mangoes can't be a meal. It's like, it's just baby food. It's baby food too, yes. If it's human, adult, fruitable food too. She's obviously quite clueless when it comes to optimal human nutrition.
I don't think Freelee has the right to call Abby Sharp clueless when it comes to human nutrition. Do I need to say why? I don't think so. I think we all know.
But yeah, there you go. I am getting them in, and this is how you gotta eat. You gotta just pack it in when you're especially on a fruit-based diet, because there's so much water and fiber content.
Watching that makes my stomach hurt. It might also be the cramps that I'm currently experiencing, but I'm gonna set that aside and blame it on watching Freelee eat 10 mangoes in one go. The bloat, I can only imagine. And she claims eating this way doesn't bloat you. There's no way you're not bloated after that.
You know, the water and the fiber is very filling, okay, and it creates more volume, more bulk. You know, a lot of you, or maybe a lot of you are eating a lot of fruit, of course, but a lot of individuals out there are having dry, dehydrated food a lot. So when you eat that, you're not getting the bulk.
The poop little thing that popped up just then, I'm going to tell you something. When I was eating Raw Till 4, I didn't poop. I mean, I had other health issues going on, but Raw Till 4 did not help. It kind of made my health issues worse.
So your body has to rehydrate it, and you're not getting a lot of the fiber that you need. So it may seem like a lot, but it's just because it's just increased volume, you know.
Here we go. Finished. And here is my big belly.
Okay, show us your belly, girl. Okay, alright, so there you go. And when I say belly, I do mean like gut, like intestinal area, also stomach. Like the whole digestive area should be distended to some degree after a big meal.
So she's going to show her belly, but then she's going to get on people's cases who are, you know, actively trying to eat more, gain weight, gain muscle, be bulky, build their glutes. But you're going to brag and show off your belly after eating 10 mangoes.
Meal, of course, after you eat sufficiently. If you have a look at other primates, it's the same with them. It's okay to have a distended stomach as well as intestinal area. That is fine.
Yes, your body will change after eating. There's no denying it. You have an empty stomach, you put something in, it expands. Therefore, your stomach will protrude after eating. It's how it works. The level of discomfort. I know what eating, I think the most mangoes I ever ate in one sitting was 3. And that was uncomfortable, painful. I wanted to take a nap. I just wanted to lay down and hold my stomach and cry. In fact, I probably did. That's not normal. That's not okay.
It is natural unless you have some digestive issues or you're miscombining a food, that can be a problem. But it's just accept the belly, okay? Accept the belly. It is okay. And I still have a distended stomach after I eat and gut to some degree. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It'll go down after you pee generally or take a poop. So as you can see, like 8 years ago, my weight was pretty much the same, right? It hasn't fluctuated hardly at all. It's quite amazing, but it just makes me realize it's because I'm eating my species-specific diet, or close to, because every animal in nature, they just maintain a natural, set point, a healthy weight by eating their natural food, right? But you see other people who are going up and down with their weight all over the place because they're not eating correctly, even under the vegan umbrella, under the plant-based umbrella, they're not eating correctly, so their weight will fluctuate a lot. But as you can see with me, I've just stayed basically the same the whole time.
I am here to tell you weight fluctuation is perfectly normal. Your weight will fluctuate throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month, especially if you're a girl, throughout the years of your life. Your body changes. It's okay to embrace that. Trying to strictly maintain a physique like that is not healthy. Eating what you like, eating how much you like, staying within the parameters of health, that is the direction you want to go in, especially in recovery. Not to stay at the exact same weight for your entire life. That's not normal, I don't think. I'm pretty sure. That's not normal. And it shouldn't be expected either.
And I'm not doing excessive exercise or anything like that. I'm probably not doing enough at the moment, to be honest. Just eating, correctly and long-term, most importantly long-term. So definitely check out Raw to 4 lifestyle. You can maintain a lean, fit, healthy body. You can get that body on this lifestyle and maintain it.
There, she said it. You can get that body. Hers. You can get it. Except for the fact that we don't share her genetics. We don't live in the same environment as her. We don't have access to the same fruits and vegetables and foods as her. Even though all the factors are pretty different, you can still look like her. That is a false claim. It's a blatant lie, and it is scientifically incorrect. The human-specific diet is not fruitarian or raw. We've evolved. Let's keep evolving.
Easily, so I recommend that. It's going to show you how to do it correctly with shopping lists, recipes, food pyramid, everything, and there's also the frugivore diet that is basically outlined in the Go Fruit Yourself book, the lifestyle I lost 40 pounds on. So isn't this great? I can show you the results of this lifestyle long term. This is 8 years later on fruit-based. Okay? I haven't changed much. I got lean and I stay lean and I showed the blood tests. I'm healthy. So the proof is in the banana pudding. I don't know what else I can show people. There's a lot of naysayers, but I'm showing long-term results. You see me often on YouTube. I haven't stopped posting on YouTube basically for, over a decade. So you can see I'm not hiding anything from you. This is me. You can see the weight is stable, my health is excellent, and there's not a lot more I can say to prove that this is working.
It's working for her. That's the important thing to remember. It's working for her. It does not work for everybody. In fact, I think the vast majority of people it will not work for. Just like my diet works for me, but it doesn't work for everybody. That's why I don't expect everybody to be a vegan, because it doesn't work for everybody.
Okay, 3 p.m. It was super hot and I wanted something refreshing. Grabbed 2 bottles of Boost juice around 1,000 calories. So here I'm going for the juice at 3 p.m. So that lasted me around 6 hours. So, alright. Yeah, so I grabbed 2 Boost juice as well. Yeah, and Boost juice I might still have occasionally. It is pasteurized, so it has been heated, but I still may allow a heated juice here and there. Okay, if I'm out and about and I have to, that's something that I'll have that has been pasteurized. It's not often though. It's very infrequent, and of course, fiber is very important. Fiber is optimal, so I wouldn't use it as a whole meal. In this case, it seems like I have used it as a whole meal, but it'd be very infrequently done. Yeah. Okay, so here is the juices I had. This would be around 1,000 calories.
I thought she was against juice because there's no fiber in it. Am I getting her confused with Abby Sharp? Oh, she would not like that.
We on to dinner?
And now I'm at dinner and I'm going to have a 500 gram packet of organic corn pasta.
Okay, I'm into the organic corn pasta back then, for sure. Let's see what else.
Pasta. And I'm going to make a pasta sauce. Because you can have the packet ones, but it's always better to make it yourself.
So it's important if you are going to have pasta that you have the organic pasta, because of glyphosates. It's definitely important to avoid them as much as possible with grains, because they generally finish with these pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, that sort of thing. So just remember that, okay, comes to rain.
And here are the ingredients. I've got some red onions, coconut sugar, mushrooms.
And coconut sugar I would still consider adding to this day, because Although it doesn't have a lot of fibre, it does have some soluble fibre. It does. It also has some iron, zinc, calcium, potassium. It's not just straight refined sugar without any of the goodness retained.
Coconut sugar is expensive, and I used to use it because of Freelee. And then one day I asked myself, do I even like this? And it turns out I don't even like coconut sugar. So I stopped using it.
Okay, so I still consider it a viable option when the fruit quality is low. Okay, because you need to get that sugar in. You know, you can't just, if you neglect your sugar needs, then you're going to go and eat other less optimal foods.
She treats sugar like it's a macronutrient, like it's the most important one. And I know to her it is, because carbs are the most important macronutrient. Sugar is not a macronutrient. Okay.
And it has been heated as well, but it's something that I probably would consider because it still is a healthy option, which is going to bring out the quality of the fruit if it's low quality.
I want to know what her definition of healthy food is. I think I know what it would be, what her definition would be. Carb, sugar, glucose, fructose. I think that's her scale of health. The rest of the world disagrees with you. Science disagrees with you. That's not to say those things are unhealthy, but they are not the healthiest. That is not to demonize carbs, sugar, anything like that. That's just to say there are healthier choices. Doesn't make those choices unhealthy, just that means that there are healthier choices.
Because you know some fruit is just terrible quality. Chicken, chili, and so obviously the goal is to grow your own food, grow your own fruit so the quality is high. But if you have to, you just have some coconut sugar. It's not the end of the world, okay? And diced tomatoes and a little bit of lemon juice.
Organic Italian herbs.
Okay, this is one of the reasons why I gave up cooking too, because I'm not really good at it. It's just something I don't really like to do that much. I don't really like to cook and burn myself.
And that's one of the reasons why I can't go raw again, because I do like cooking. I enjoy it. I like cooking for people. I like cooking for myself. I like experimenting. I like trying new recipes. I could never go raw again. I couldn't do it.
And I want to taste the actual real flavors of the food, without it being cooked out. And then you have to add stuff back in, It is a good mix. That is a good sauce. And look, if you want to do raw till 4, please go for it. I think it's an excellent backup plan, but now I do recommend the frugivore diet as optimal. So it's raining quite a bit. Hopefully you can hear me, but this sauce is actually a good one. I recommend you try it with coconut sugar, tomato.
I like that she promotes a lifestyle that she doesn't even think is optimal. I don't know what to say other than you can't live one way and say this is optimal and then try to sell something else that is not the way you live and say, well, it's good enough. Well, yeah, okay, it is good. But I think it's a little scammy. But that's just my opinion. If I thought I had all the answers and I could sell it to someone, I would be selling the way I live. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
Mushrooms, onion, you can mix that up and put it onto your potatoes. It's a great sauce. Okay, so here I am eating the pasta. Would I recommend the pasta today? Yes, I definitely still recommend it as a backup plan, but the better options that I would recommend are firstly bananas, cooked bananas.
Unless we're talking plantain, please don't cook a banana.
Have cooked banana instead, or have cooked sweet potato, that would be the next one, or cooked potato. Or cooked rice. Those ones are better than having pasta. Pasta is highly processed, so I was eating it back then, but it still doesn't digest fantastic, okay? So I would recommend those ones, bananas, sweet potato, rice before pasta.
So I'm at dinner, and I've got big bowl of pasta. That's a very decent bowl, trust me.
Okay, so as you can see, I was eating cooked food back then. I was doing raw till 4, and yes, I still recommend if you want to include the cooked carbohydrates, you can do that. It's a great backup plan, but the frugivore diet all raw is obviously closer to our species-specific diet, the way we're meant to eat, so I recommend that always over raw till 4. But if you're finding it difficult to get enough fruit and enough quality fruit, then the cooked carbohydrates, definitely include them, okay? Because we're just got to live in the real world, Obviously, it's not always possible to get enough of good quality fruit, so it's a good backup plan. And I'm not going to judge you harshly on that. Just eat it if you have to.
I feel like she's still judging harshly. If she wasn't judging harshly, then she would just let people eat. No one should be judged because of their food choices. Anyway, that's the end of that video. This will be the end of my video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy it, you can give it a thumbs down. That is cool too. I don't mind. If you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit the notification bell to stay notified of all future uploads. If you have any comments, questions, video suggestions, anything at all, feel free to leave that in the comment section below. Be sure to go follow me over on Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye!